Hello everybody, we have the first episode of Detectives These Days Are Crazy. This anime seems really interesting, kind of like Sakamoto Days almost. Not quite like Spy X Family, it seems to lean a little bit more into the mundane since detectives aren't like really spies or like really assassins, but I can see this anime going either way. Probably a lot closer to Spy X Family narrative with Sakamoto Days level power leveling, if I had to guess. This seems to be an interesting anime. I recommend people watching if they like Devil is a Part-Timer or Sakamoto Days or Spy X Family. All of those seem to be around the same kind of animes that this is. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. We start off with a dream of the main character, seemingly in the past, where he was known as a great detective in high school, and his line was, "I could have used a little bit more excitement." So he seems to be kind of like downplays his work and the work he does as a detective as a young man. Then he wakes up to a phone call where he introduces us now to his own agency, the Nagumo Detective Agency, where he is getting a call to do a job. As he goes to the door, he has this back problem and he falls down. Then immediately is greeted with this girl at the door. Of course, like first interaction they have, he has to like accidentally see her like undergarments. You know, it's funny. She brings out a bat, almost kills him. Very funny. Then she says that she's here for a reason. She's looking for something. She pulls like 50 to 100 things out of her like shirt. Then she starts looking under her like pants and these black balls fall out. How much do you have in there? Are you just skin and bones, or like is this like an interdimensional pocket? It turns out she has a flyer that he made a long time ago when he was short-handed trying to get hired on. So she's trying to become part of his agency. Then she pulls out this face and says, "I know exactly what you're going to say. You've had less work, so you're not gonna hire me." And she's like, "Okay, now that I've guessed that, will you hire me?" And he says no and walks out the door. So she ends up tracking him while he's on a job to find out if a man's wife is cheating on him. So he's being totally obvious. Everyone knows what he's doing, basically. Like, he's one step away from being discovered by the wife. So this woman, this nice lady, this nice young girl, basically tells him, hey, people are more aware of the surroundings in the age of smartphones, so you have to be careful. It's not what it used to be. Then this man pulls the, what is a smartphone? It's like, excuse you, what year is it canonically in the show? How many years has smartphones been out? Because I need to know. How do you not know what a smartphone is at this point? That's insane if you actually don't know what a phone is in 2025. Then he's saying, I used to be a great detective, you know, people used to call me that. And she says, I believe it. And it's like, oh, that's so sweet. Also, she definitely stalks you. Then the superior of the woman at work shows up and they end up hugging. Instead of the obvious camera that he was going to pull out, this girl pulls out her smartphone and takes a selfie, catches the two in the act, now hugging at a restaurant, basically confirming that he's cheating. And turning this in, the guy's pretty devastated, but you know, happy with the job well done. She says, I did a good job, make me your assistant. Which honestly, he probably should. Also take a couple of notes from her because she seems to know a thing or two. But he says no, and she steals his coat. So he's sitting over here like, no, that's mine. Very cute. And we are at the half point of the anime, of the episode, and we finally learn her name is Mashiro. Finally. Oh my gosh, I don't have to call her this girl anymore. Then we immediately jump cut to this scene where they found a cat and they're calling it Cerberus, even though Cerberus was a dog. And then the cat finds this katydid cicada and starts chasing Nagumo with it. Mashiro pulls the thing out of its mouth and then starts chasing him with it because she noticed that he's scared of bugs. And then he throws her out of a window and then almost got the police called on him. Then that woman turned out to have a bug infestation at her house. So, due to Mashiro's posters that she had posted earlier, she now has to take care of this bug infestation, which she mistakes as this crime family place. The client's actual house is over here. This is where she showed up to. Not the same place, as you can see. And when she sees bug infestation and then mixes it with the crime family building, and then she walks into the place and sees this, well, she decides she's gonna go full ham. At one point, she even pulls out a flamethrower for these guys. She is something else, because she takes out that whole crime family, and then like the next day she gets back or something and says what she did. And like the news is covering how a crime organization was taken down in one day by someone completely unknown. Nagumo's just like, how did destroying a bee nest turn into taking out a criminal organization? And she says, I goofed up. Tee-hee. I'm just a girl. Literally, I'm just a girl right there. That's what I'm just a girl means every time. And she also brings along this guy called Nezu-kun, who was in the mafia, but after seeing her take out everyone, basically says, oh no, I'm gonna work for her. Obviously, she's the one to work for, not the Yakuza. We have our third cast member, excluding the cat, would be the fourth with the cat. That is basically the first episode of Detectives These Days Are Crazy. Go ahead and tell me what you guys thought in the comments. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Hit the notification bell if you want more updates for anime and recommendations. Until next time, have a blessed day.